I am going to break down some of the hottest hair trends for 2025 for men's hair. Now, this is one, and let me know in the comments below if you are wearing one of these hairstyles. Make sure you watch all the way to the end because I will be breaking down each one. Now, this is a haircut that I know a lot of you may want because you want to have your hair a bit longer, you want to have it in the face. This is something where it's lightly layered around and just above the ear area. This is called square layering. If you are interested in what square layering is and other haircut shapes, I literally have created downloadable PDF ebooks. They're only $10 each explaining haircut shapes. This is something to where the person cutting your hair really needs to understand what a haircut shape is. If you have a more rounded head, square layering or triangular layering, which means it's shorter in the back and longer in the front, is going to work best for you. And Tidal Wave, my seasonal spray, would be amazing for this. Another one. So a lot of these hair trends are going to be more in the face. I do have some hairstyles here to show you that are off the face, but you can see the structure of this individual's face. More of a narrow, stronger jawline. So what's happening is there's some disconnection throughout the sides to help kind of balance it out. All right. And do you want this type of haircut? It all depends. This could be like an undercut to where it's kind of like a wedge or almost like a light bowl cut to where like all the sides and back are undercut and disconnected. And then that width throughout the sides and that volume on top is creating more of a balanced illusion. So it's not just like everything's so narrow, right? And it's just all you see is jawline. So this is something where it's creating some fullness based off of the haircut and how it's styled on top. Here's one to where maybe you have, maybe a shorter face shape or more of like a diamond, or you have a perfectly round face shape, right? Or an oval face shape. You can wear almost anything. So if your face shape may be a bit more rounded, you need to add more height to your hair. And that's where hairstyles like this come in handy, to where you're getting that volume in the front. Now, I have cut hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of haircuts like this exact one. And what I've always done, and there's two ways to do this. You can actually have it disconnected on the one side, the model's right side, if he's facing you. So where that side part is, you can have it completely disconnected, or you can have it blended in. And the same on the other side. You can have it disconnected or blended in. Now, if you're going to have it blended in, you have to make sure your hair does not stick straight out, or else it will poke out and it won't look right. But that's a popular one. Here's another hairstyle to where it's almost the same type of thing. However, notice the style difference. So I have a new product which is called Structure Styler, which has been actually blowing up like crazy lately. It's a really, really great product. It's going to give you volume and structure in your hair that gives you pliability without feeling like there's really not a lot in your hair. That's something you can use for this, or any one of my like extreme hold matte paste. I mean, I have so many styling products to choose from. This is something, once again, the sides are really short. It can be a bit boxy or square. So if you have a severe square jawline, then you don't want to have your hair looking too boxy on top, because you just look like literally a box. So having the sides a lot shorter and where you place the volume, once again, it all comes down to the skill set of the person cutting your hair. That's what matters most. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, Steven, this is like a normal haircut. Well, yeah, it's a normal haircut and it's a popular haircut. It's kind of like an off-center side part to where, it's more of a side parting, but it kind of, in the back, it angles more towards the center. Something that is kind of like a flow, but it's off of the side. And this works great on someone who's got maybe finer hair. You have to grow the top a bit longer, grow those corners a bit longer. If you were to pull this straight down, it would probably go to like the bridge of your nose. So don't be fooled by looking, and this is what happens. A lot of people look at the photo, and then they go in and they tell the barber or the stylist to cut it where that is, and next thing you know, it springs up half the length. It's too short. So you have to make sure you tell them that, say, I want it to be here when it's dry. So I want it to come up to my eyebrows when my hair is dry. that means it's going to shrink up. All right. Here's another one. Another off the face type of hairstyle. This is something to where any one of my hair powders would work phenomenally well. My locked hairspray, which is a matte finish texture hairspray, that would be incredible. Once again, you're getting that volume and that lift on the top. This is something where if you notice the sides here are not super, super short. This is a great option if you're one of those people who is tired of seeing skin fades or mid-drop fades or whatever, you see all over social media and TikTok. Just it's a normal type of haircut. It's just the way it's styled is a bit more traditional, right? It's off the face. You're getting some texture, and that's where choosing the right product comes in handy. But you also don't want to have the top too long. If the top of your hair is too long, it's just going to fall over and lay flat. So make sure it's that perfect length. Now, this one is maybe to some of you a bit extreme. This to me is like an old school new wave, like 80s retro type of haircut where it's like a, side parting. And this is a true triangular shape. Once again, if you have no idea what that means, I created downloadable PDF ebooks, one for men's hair, one for women's hair. You can actually see it right here where you just click view products. They're $10. And I literally explain to you what haircut shapes are and the best face shapes for them. Understanding what this is and what this does, and you can see how it narrows his face in. He already has more of a narrow, somewhat perfect oval face. It's actually narrowing his face. So if you have fuller cheekbones or a wider face or fuller face, a triangular shape, what it does is it narrows you down, okay? It narrows down the face shape. Now, here's another one. Once again, now I want you to pay close attention to the top. It looks like it's a side part. However, because of the way it's cut and the layering on top, it actually hides the parting a little bit and it allows you to kind of add some direction to the shape, meaning that you can lightly tousle this with your hands. What I would do for this is I'd spray a couple sprays of 25 spray on damp hair, then maybe like 3 to 4 spritzes max of tidal wave on top. I would literally blow dry it with my fingers, just working it all forward. And then all you need to do is just tousle it and kind of move the hair around a little bit on top, and the hair will fall into place. And also because of tidal wave, it's going to give your hair that texture. Now, keep in mind that because it's layered on top, the very, very front, it's more wispy. And that's what layering does. It removes weight. Here is one that you may think to yourself, wait, is that Brad Pitt? Well, it's like a Brad Pitt lookalike. But this is total like Fight Club, even like Meet Joe Black, to where, once again, it's not like there's no skin fade on the sides, probably like a number 2 on the sides, to number 3. The top is probably about, 2 inches long max. And obviously this is bleached. The hair is bleached. His hair is probably like a medium brown and it's bleached blonde. So, how do you get this type of look? Well, this is where something like, once again, my structure styler, one of my waxes, like maybe pregame, my One Clay would actually be phenomenal. And One Clay is like a 3-in-1 product. So it's a really, really great product for adding some texture and pieciness. So this is something where it's like, you spike it up, you mess it up, and then just let the hair do its own thing. Somewhat of a low maintenance type of hairstyle. Here is a similar version of that, but notice how the sides are a bit shorter. This is another haircut that I've done hundreds upon hundreds of haircuts. For these haircuts, it's great for somebody who likes their hair short on the sides and the back. You can go as short as you want. Number 1 guard, a skin fade, but it all fades up into those corners. And then the top is really ideal if you want to have some texture. Now on blondes, I've always noticed that products like my sea salt spray, tidal wave, any one of my powders is great for blonde hair because it binds the hair together, it thickens it, and it also creates that like volume that lasts all day. All right, so a powder of mine or sea salt spray would be perfect for something like this. And again, it comes down to if the hair is too long on top, it's going to just fall over. So you have to get that right length. And then this one, yeah, it's like a traditional type of haircut. Once again, the parting. So I know a lot of you are obsessed with middle part hairstyles, but this is kind of like that off-center, off-side part type of style to where, you know, you can neaten this up with using like one of my crafted matte pomade or power cream or slicking it off your face. So you can have a very conservative, somewhat corporate look, or something a bit more tousled and messy to where the hair could actually come down in the face like other models here that I've shown in this video. So this is once again one of those things where you have to make sure that the top has some length on it. I would say this top is probably about 5 inches or so. If you pulled it down, it would probably go about to where the eyebrows are. Just remember, the hair will shrink up when dry. Let me know in the comments below if you have any of these haircuts. If you found this video helpful, check out the ebooks right here. Check out my products. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.